Hey guys, it's your best fight friends. I'm Kelsey. That's Rachel.
Kelsey's dreams have come true because, indeed, one of the many super fights, actually we haven't talked about this super fight, but a super fight is happening, and that is that Floyd Mayweather announced over the weekend that he's going to fight Logan Paul in an exhibition bout.
Special exhibition bout. Of course, it's only a super fight in regards of the super amount of interest it's going to generate from all sorts of people because Floyd Mayweather's the biggest boxing superstar in the world still today, probably, and Logan Paul is a big, huge celebrity in the YouTube community, and beyond that, he's a comedian, etc. He's also a 0-1 pro boxer. So, it's going to be an interesting night of special exhibitionism.
I'll just share my thoughts on it. When I got this notification on my phone, first I had to immediately get up and go tell Kelsey. I was like, so we've been talking about Jake Paul, we've been talking about Conor McGregor. We came up with bouts for Jake Paul that weren't Conor McGregor. It just wasn't on my radar, Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul.
It was on Kelsey's radar because I've written about it a couple times. This story started to emerge maybe even like a month or so ago. People were claiming some inside knowledge that
that's true.
Logan Paul was going to fight Floyd
Logan
Mayweather.
Logan and Jake mixed up.
Yeah. And then eventually you started having the Twitter, whatever, social media posts between Floyd and Logan, which suggested that it could be a real thing. And then, of course, lo and behold, on a Sunday, fight was announced. It's going to be on FanMio, which is a website that basically...
A site dedicated, like, that celebrities can sign up with, and they are the middleman for getting you meet and greets with them.
It's such a 2020 move, and it's happening in 2021. That's weird. So is 2021 going to be like this? More? Are we getting more of these? Is Jake Paul really going to fight Conor McGregor? Maybe. Because Logan Paul's fighting Floyd Mayweather.
Well, I will tell you this. Floyd Mayweather being, the one to do this first, I think he's totally opened the gates for other people to follow suit. So if maybe if you're out there and you're a boxer and perhaps you felt like, you had a little too much pride to do this or whatever. You just needed a leader.
Now you've got one, people.
Floyd's your leader, and so I think he totally opened the door for this.
I think, like, your move, Conor McGregor. I think, well, why wait?
Right.
Why wait? Why don't you just do it now? Now, both Logan Paul and Jake Paul are significantly heavier than
which is
Mayweather
why this has to be an exhibition.
And McGregor. That, amongst other things. Right. That's a big reason. There's also a huge disparity in skill level. No sanctioning body, I don't think, could actually sanction a professional prize fight between the guys. Between somebody that's 50-0 and 0-1. And it's 0-1 against not technically another professional, but a guy who is also a YouTuber,
also without an amateur background,
so I respect anybody that gets in a boxing ring and fights. But that being said, these guys, it's not like these guys are fighting other professional boxers or other even people with long amateur backgrounds, right? Mm-hmm. They're fighting each other. And that's going to be a big jump. Even if they just jump to a normal professional boxing level would be a significant jump. And jumping all the way up to arguably the greatest fight of the last 50 years, it's a huge step up.
Huge jump.
I don't care how much more you weigh.
That,
you better weigh 100 pounds more.
Is I kind of don't understand. And now we cover the sport, right? We cover the sport as part of our livelihood. If that was not our livelihood, would I buy this? Now I'll tell you where FanMio has got me is that the early buys for this are only $30?
$24.99. I just looked into it to make sure that I purchased it because I'm like, well, I'm going to buy this. I might as well buy it at $24.99.
Well, then, why not buy this? So they have a tiered level that if you get in one of the first million buys, right? Is that what they said?
Yeah, a million people can buy it at $24.99. I'm all about that. Let's do it now.
And then it starts going up after that with its final tier being around $70.
$1,000.
Okay, not $1,000.
I don't know the final tier.
Anyway,
I'm not going to be on the final tier.
At $25, even as a regular fan, then I start to be like, you know what? Let me see this. I like to be entertained. Let me see this little circus event.
I'm all about this, man. If you want to see,
Also, there's going to be a card, right? So now I'm kind of curious what else might be on the card.
Gervonta Davis wants to fight Jake Paul on the undercard. Now,
that seems highly should not be sanctioned. I mean, again, these are exhibitions. It's how
They
they get
won't be
around
sanctioned.
this. But
if
I
you're
don't
Jake
want to
Paul,
see.
who's maybe, I mean, he's 2-0.
We already picked his
I feel
opponents.
like he looks a little better than Logan Paul because he lets his hand go more. Listen,
He does
you
let
wanna
his
fight
hands go. The
Gervonta,
last time we
great.
saw Logan, I was like, let your hands go.
You'll outweigh Gervonta by, what, 60 pounds or so in the fight? But Gervonta is, I mean, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't even fight Gervonta. You know
No,
what I mean?
I am more eager
But I'm
in
interested
seeing
in it. I'll watch
more of level playing fields.
I think Jake Paul, I think that Jake Paul seems to me, the story I make up is that he's like in recent interviews, we've talked about this before, he talked about Conor McGregor being the final boss in his game plan. Meaning that he doesn't want to fight Conor tomorrow or next month. He wants to fight Conor in like a year or 2 or 3 years maybe, right?
Yeah.
He wants to fight people before that, which is the right move. That would give yourself an actual chance, I think, to be competitive in that fight. Logan Paul going from 0-1, from losing to KSI by split decision to fighting Floyd Mayweather. I don't know, man. I know Floyd's 40-something, but I don't know if that's smart.
This is crazy. Like I
can't even believe we're talking about it.
I know. It's nuts.
It's sort of, I mean, it's awesome. I think that obviously Logan Paul and Jake Paul are going to catch a lot of flack, especially in the boxing community or the combat sports community in general. But these guys, look, they train, they put on their gloves, and they put their mouthpiece in their mouth, and they go in there and fight. And I respect anybody that does that, and especially the people that go in there and really try, and they do. Like you can tell just by watching them train, they actually train for this. You can just watch them hit a bag. They've been doing this.
When this news broke, I don't spend a lot of time on social media, but I saw a few posts of people that were just like disgusted. Like they're, disgusted with the sport I love of boxing.
Offended even.
Here's what I want to put out there. This sport is the same sport many, many years ago that did they not, to get around actual law, cross the Rio Grande and have bouts on this.
They would go on barges out in the ocean and fight.
Out in the ocean. I was like, I feel like this just fits in with boxing, you know?
It really does. This kind of circus for lack of a better word, kind of thing. This is boxing. I love boxing, but this is a huge part of boxing history and boxing present and obviously boxing future. It seems like this thing is going to continue to happen.
Kelsey, what's your early prediction for Mayweather versus
Floyd Mayweather? Did you see the odds for this fight?
No.
I don't remember the odds, but they're so astronomically large in Mayweather's favor, which kind of surprises me. It doesn't surprise. The reason it surprises me that it's like 98% chance that he will win. The reason it surprises me is because Logan Paul is such a big celebrity that a lot of people would bet on the underdog on that price.
If you were not privy to boxing and you didn't follow boxing,
you might.
You're saying they would bet on it. I'm saying that there's a lot of people out there in ignorance that would be fans of Logan Paul.
The same thing with Conor McGregor. When he fought Floyd Mayweather, the line was a lot closer than it probably obviously should have been. Because people it happens if anybody's popular, that will impact the line.
So the line will change.
Well, it might. I mean, I think it would at the minus 10,000 or whatever odds. Probably is going to change. I don't remember what it was, but it was something huge.
What's your prediction, though, Kelsey?
I don't think that Logan Paul has any chance unless Floyd Mayweather is injured and suddenly very old looking. Then he doesn't have a prayer to even probably. Floyd Mayweather is that boxing is a skill. It's not about how big you are. It's not about how strong you are. It's not even really how fast or athletic you are. And Floyd's got those things. He's a great athlete, but he's a great boxer. And I don't think there's any way that Logan Paul can compete with Floyd Mayweather in a boxing ring. Just like phenomenal kickboxer, who albeit was smaller, couldn't compete with Floyd Mayweather in a boxing ring. That was a first round knockout.
Well, what I know is that Mayweather doesn't sign a fight that he can't win. That he doesn't feel 100% confident he's going to win. So I don't think Floyd's I don't think he's taken on a special exhibition bout that he stands
it's smart. If you're Floyd, this is awesome.
Any kind of a chance of losing.
Yeah,
so
it would have to be the luckiest punch in history for Logan Paul to have any chance to beat Mayweather. That's how much further Mayweather is along in his boxing skill level, and he's above that and everybody. It's no knock against Logan Paul.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Floyd could fight a lot of legit professional boxers that are 10-0 or maybe 20-0 even, and probably beat them too.
Yes, absolutely.